He'll be in the 25, guys. And we obviously need to make a decision reasonably early because Norwood played tomorrow night. But no, I saw him play the last game he played, and he was pretty good in the areas that I'm looking for. So we need to have a final discussion on that, this afternoon, and hopefully make a decision on that this afternoon or tomorrow.
Does sheer weight of goals mean anything?
No. I know. I mean, it's great that Taylor's doing that. So, but that's not the area of my concern, or my previous concern with Taylor. And I'll use the example again, guys. Just as it wasn't my area of concern, the ball use of Bernie Vince. Okay, so clearly that's not the issue for me. There's two things. I mean, the report I think probably took a bit of a toll on him. It sort of set him back a little bit. Once that was decided, you could see a load come off his shoulders. The last weekend one. I mean, he needs to learn pretty quickly, and he will, because, I mean, the reality is, guys, that he paid a big price for that, didn't he? You made him pay a big price for that. No, I guess you didn't, but he paid a huge price. But anyway, that's done, it's dusted, he's been through it. He understands now that, in this industry, that is a price that you pay if you don't do things correctly.
Yeah, little impact on his footy.
I don't have no idea. Time will tell. I just don't think he's been out for too long. In terms of AFL, he was going to play just before he got injured. That's putting back another sort of 2 weeks, Graham. So I want to make sure Bernie's in really good shape. Has tested that hamstring, because when you come back now, like, it's absolutely full bore. You can't ease into it. You can't have a quarter. It's full bore. So I want to make sure that Bernie can get through a game of SANFL footy.
Yeah, that last one, was it more mental, was it more physical? How have you addressed that this week?
Well, we've certainly addressed it, Tom, as we should have. I mean, and we've addressed the really good stuff that we produced as well, as we should have. Who knows? Is it fatigue, that the fact that we've played a really high level for 3 and a bit quarters and we just couldn't match them? Could have been a bit of that. I think that personally, overall, the pressure came off the ball, for the way, terminology that we use. So all of a sudden, they start to get some easy ball into their forward line. It looked a bit Melbourne type game, didn't it? So that was poor. The composition of our side, they need to be exposed to that continually, and that's why we look forward to the next opportunity we get, Tom, to do it better. So there were some things that we tried that didn't come off. Really poor execution of what we were trying to do. So, and in the end, the momentum just got so great for us that we capitulated. So, we're not the first side that it happened to. I mean, it was 11 goals in 20 minutes, so it was pretty continuous. I think the maximum time between goals was about a 3-minute period, so it was an avalanche just came through and wiped us out. So, I have a degree of sympathy or empathy for Rodney Eade as well, because he probably felt the same thing.
What about this week? We saw Jonathan Brown. He was amazing last week in his comeback game. Does Ben Rutten probably get first crack at him?
Well, it depends. I mean, it'll depend a little bit where Brown plays. But in general, Ben's taken him in the past. Not for full games, but he's taken him in the past. And he's got a reasonable record, against Brown. Our capacity to handle those real champion players is never about one individual. It'll be about our capacity to put pressure on up the ground, Tom. So they just can't run down uncontested, and their Brown leads out, they go bang. Okay, if that happens, he'll kick 10. So the challenge is ahead of us.
Just on the changes to the training program you talked about last week, has there been much feedback in regards to how that's travelling?
In general, Ian, they think it's good. This week's been slightly different to the last week, because last week they had an extra day. So we really need to finish this week off, and this week will be finished off probably on Monday, with our recovery. That gives us a full 2 weeks to make an assessment. My gut feel at the moment is that what we've got in place at the moment will probably stay.
Just in regards to, I almost think it's talking about Taylor Walker's inclusion or non-inclusion in the side.
Yeah.
For the fans' sake out there, how much has the rise of Sean McKernan played a part in team balance? His ability to play as a second ruckman affected maybe Taylor's chance?
For me, not to a large extent. No, that's sort of it hasn't come down to me that we can only play one or two of those guys in there, because I think Taylor plays differently to both of those. I think he complements those two in reality, and so no, that's not a major issue.
Brett Burton's in the enemy camp
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
Has things changed enough this year for him not to be able to give them too much information, or how do you see that?
No, well, there'll be. I mean, he knows our playing group pretty well, so I'm not sure how they, what their philosophy is at Brisbane, whether they like a lot of individual information about players, or whether they are more concerned about our team play. Certainly, our team plays as our ball movement patterns and the way we defend has changed a little bit. So Brett wouldn't be totally up to speed with that, but there'll be some information I would think that might be useful. I don't think it won't decide the game.